Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And welcome to vlog number 31. Hey guys, so today is Friday and we just have the weekend and then it will be Monday and you will be watching this. So the time is 11:45, lunchtime. And I know I promised you guys a mixed media piece this week, but I didn't manage to do that. This is my first, obviously I'm just logging in now on Friday. We'll get to more stuff about that, but let's take a look at what we're going to be coloring. So, this is the Disney Babies Mystery Squares book, and this is from Hachette Heroes, and this was a pixel book. So I'm going to be coloring out of this. Somebody asked me to do one of the Hachette Heroes books, and I think they were meaning the bigger books, but today I'm just going to, this is one of the books that I want to finish this year, so I thought it would be good to start in on working on one of these. Something simple, because that's kind of what I'm in the mood for, and we will get started on that, and then we will get started on, let's see, can you see that? That's my drink. I don't want you to see it. Put it there. Okay, so number ones are black. So let me get a black out. Oh, I'll show you what I'm using. This is about half of my Crayolas and... Whoa! Oh my goodness! Oh, my drink was just slowly sliding off the pile of books. Oh, that was close. Would have had Coke all over this. Whew. And I think I have a 36 set of the Staedtler 320s, I believe these are called. Why am I not finding that on here? There, this one has a 320 on it and this one doesn't. Interesting. Anyways, these are the dual tip Staedtler markers, which have a Crayola end on one end and a finer tip on the other. So I'm going to get out the first two colors we need, so I don't need to stop right away. So we need black for number one, and I need like a royal blue for number two. I'm just gonna be checking. Is that blue or purple? Don't you hate it when you get that blue color that could be purple or it could be blue? This looks like it's gonna be a navy. Yeah. I need a royal blue with this one. Okay, good enough. Alright. So, let's start with number ones in black. Oh, you know what I'm going to try? Is I have been... Oh, which end goes on here? A couple days ago, or actually yesterday, I got myself a clipboard, and I've been doing my pages attached to the clipboard, and I have been having a good time coloring. Now, this is going to be a little difficult because get that last row on here, but I'm finding that coloring on the flat surface is really helping my coloring a bit. So I need to go, nope, that's not attached. Sorry, I should have thought of this first, but okay, wait, let me bring this down. And I don't have much room. Because it will cover the, okay. Wait, needs to go like that. Okay. Now we're sorted out. So, I had big intentions for this week, but it just did not go as planned. I have been suffering from a huge amount of what is called fibro fog. I've not known what day it is. I've not known what time it is. I've just been living in this little vortex of my own, and I've just felt all kind of mixed up. I can't say words. I can't have a conversation without going, as I try to think of the word that I want to say, because it won't come. It's a very weird feeling, because I know the word, but my brain just won't say it to send it to my mouth. So, needless to say, I didn't do any logging in every day because I couldn't keep track of how close we were getting to the weekend, and I always make sure I'm finished my filming on Friday. Let's see, are you guys, no, you can't really see what I'm doing. I need to put my hand like this. Is that gonna work? It's because it's on the left hand side. I guess I should have just done the right hand side, even though this one was next. I'll try and go like this every now and then so you get a good view of it. Oh, this is just not working out. So anyways, today is Friday and I need to film. I don't know what kind of video this is going to be. I hope I'm going to be able to keep it together. So, I got a few things planned. Today is probably going to be more like a color and chat because I haven't been coming on and off like I would do in a vlog. So, we'll call this vlog 31, but it's going to really be a color and chat. So first of all, I want to address my falling asleep because it's started to become a bit of a issue here, and people are concerned for my health and offering advice and stuff, which is greatly appreciated, and I'm glad that I have people who care. Oh dear. See, I don't get all touchy-feely because I cry. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like I didn't used to be like this, but I don't know. It's like when I get into these fibro fog things, I get really emotional too. So, yeah. If I don't sound like I'm thankful for stuff, I really am. I just have to be careful of what level of emotion I show. So, I don't have any idea what this is because I do these as mysteries. I'm just hoping doing the black first. I usually do black last, but it's different on these square ones. They don't use black as an outline, though it kind of looks like that's what's going on. I like the mystery. Like, to me, there's no point in doing these if I'm not going to watch the mystery unfold. And you know, they are called, the other ones are called coloriage, mystère. Mystère. I don't know. I can't roll my R. And, yeah, it seems to be really popular with people like filling in the outlines ahead of time so they know what they are. Or people like deciding they're going to do a movie and they go look at the back and find one, and I'm like, why? I don't understand that. That's not me. I like to watch the mystery unfold. So yeah, back to my sleeping. So a long time ago, probably maybe around, I'm thinking 12, 13 years ago, I did go for a sleep test, and I was diagnosed with sleep apnea, and I was given a machine. And I absolutely hated the machine. Now, this was back in the day when they were big and clunky, so that was one reason I didn't like it. And the other reason was is I can't stand to have anything on my face. Like, I don't like to be touched on my face. It just freaks me out really badly. So I just hated it. I am a mouth breather, so I had to have the full face mask at that time, and it was just horrible. I did start to sleep better though, and I used it until I had bariatric surgery. And then after having the bariatric surgery, my sleep apnea disappeared. Now, I've spoken before about what a failure my surgery was, and all the problems that I suffer now because of that. So, about 2 years ago, I went back to the clinic, and they didn't give me well, actually they did. They scheduled me for a sleep test, but they gave me a machine right away because they still had my info. They just needed to do a test to check out what my settings needed to be and where a new test. So they set me up with that. They gave me the machine, and I told them what a problem I had with the full face mask. So they gave me one of these things where you stick the hose up your nostrils. You have little, they don't get stuck up your nose. They just go inside your the beginning part of your nostrils. Well, let me tell you, I felt like I was having air blown up my nose, which I was, except that I could, and it was only set at a very low level. So it wasn't because of that. Uh-oh, looks like this black is running out. So, I couldn't stand that thing at all. So I went back and I said, I can't stand this nose thing at all. So they gave me this little mask that went over my nose and my mouth. So I went back with that, and I kept turning over and laying on my side, and it would bug me because of the side of my head. I would roll over onto my tummy, and it would it would smash my face, and I just had a really hard time falling asleep because I was in panic mode because I had something on my face, and I quit using it. I canceled my appointment for the sleep test. I took the machine back, and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. So that's where I am with that. But I have been doing, I'm going to know what this is because it's doing the outline of it. I can't tell right now what it is. I'm going to stop doing the black for a little while. Usually I think there's an I here, so yeah, let's quit doing the black and get to the twos. So what I have been doing, well, it looks like 2 is going to be the background. Well, let's do some of that. So, all of this. Sorry, I just have to concentrate while I do this line here. Terrible at drawing straight lines, even when I'm following one. So what I've been doing now for a couple of weeks is I get up in the morning and I go about my business, and usually what happens is it's pretty regular that while I'm having my coffee I will start my first falling asleep session. So what I do at that point is, after the second time of nodding off and coming back out of it, excuse me, I'll take a drink. I go to bed. I figure, look, if you're sleepy, just go to bed. And I have this weird thing where it's easier for me to sleep during the day than it is during night. I find it much more comfy and relaxing, which, I don't know, may sound weird, but that's the way it is. So then I usually go to bed and I'll sleep until 10:30. So that gives me a few hours of extra sleep. And I've been finding that when I do that, I start having days when I'm not falling asleep. So it seems to be working. This morning I felt some sleepiness, but I had stuff to do, so I didn't go back to sleep or anything, and I did feel myself starting to nod off, but I went and got myself my second cup of coffee, and I've been fine since then. Now, if I feel myself going under, I'm gonna pause it. I only let it go. I only let you guys see it that one time because I wanted you to see what I'm talking about, my falling asleep business. But anyways, it seems like I'm getting I'm getting it to work for me. This taking a nap instead of dozing on and off and on and off. I just say, okay, you're tired, go to bed. So that's what I do. Now, I also had, and I'm gonna just have to go on the computer for a minute or so because I'm going to do a little Q&A section here. So, let me see, I'll go to my channel. Yeah, I've got a few questions. Now, what did... No, wait, I better check my notifications first. Because there was a, yeah, there we go. And it was on my, let's see, which one do we have here? Yeah, it was this one. So hopefully I can pause it fast enough. There we go. So I promised that I would do a Q&A. Somebody had some questions, and then I got more questions since then. So it's not that many, but I figure it's easier to answer questions by talking the answer than it is typing out the answer. And I figure that if one person has a question, it's likely more than one person actually wants to know that information. They just didn't ask. So the first question I have is, do Posca pens bleed through paper? And the answer to that is no. They do not. They are acrylic paint in a pen, and acrylic paint does not bleed through paper. Now, you could scrape away the paper so that the Posca went through the paper because you made a hole, and you do that by scrubbing with the Posca instead of just laying down one layer of paint. Let that dry, and if there's a need to do a second layer, do that on top of the second layer, and you won't tear your paper, and it will never bleed through. And often with a Posca, it's not often that you'll need a second layer because it's thick paint, and I've used other paint pens since then. Not since then, but I've also used other paint pens, and the Posca so far has been the thickest paint. So that's the first question. Alright, what app do I use when I talk about my Spin the Wheel app? It is called Tiny Decisions, and it's free, and it's for Android, the one I use, but there's probably something similar. Well, I know there has to be something similar for Apple or Mac or whatever it's called. No, it's not called Mac anymore. It's called Apple. Yeah, for Apple products. Let's say that. So it's called Tiny Decisions, and what you do is once you've started using it, when you open up the app, you've got your wheel there, your first wheel. But your first time you won't have a wheel. So you have a place to go where you add your items, and in my case I'm adding a shelf of books, the books on one shelf that I haven't colored a page in, and yeah, but I'm also going to make a second list with all my pencil sets in it so that I can spin the wheel and have it choose what pencils I'm going to use. This way it'll help me rotate through them more often rather than me picking out which set, because I always end up picking from the same sets. So yeah, I'm going to do that as well. So yeah, and you can also like for the books, once my wheel gives me a selection, I go in and I remove it. When I start doing the pencils, however, I will have all my pencils in there. So if it picks a pencil for me, I'm not going to erase it. I'm just going to leave it so that I have the same choice of all my pencils for it to pick from for me again. So there is a chance I might do the same pencil twice in a row, but that's okay. Because I've found that using one set of pencils at a time really helps you get to know your pencils, and you can color better with a set of pencils once you get to really know them. So the app for Android is called Tiny Decisions, the one that I use. Okay, when I talk about random colors, what do I mean? For mandalas and for patterns, I used to use color palettes for them, but I found that I was always picking palettes that had the same kind of color schemes, you know, towards the colors that I like. And I just got tired of using palettes because I always knew it was going to come out nice, and I don't know, I guess I didn't want to know that. So what I do is when I'm doing a mandala or a, alright, where are my 2s and 3s? Okay. So depending on the size of it, like a normal sized mandala, I will close my eyes and I will put my hand into my markers or my gel pens or my fine liners, whatever it is that I'm going to use to color that picture. And I will randomly pick out 5 colors. For a bigger mandala, it's 7. For a whole page mandala or pattern, I pick out 9. And that's like a abstract pattern, not if it's just one like a small repetitive pattern. I don't really do those, but if I did do them, I would pick the colors out myself if I just needed 2 or 3 colors. So yeah, so I randomly pick the colors, and then what I do is I put the colors in order that I think will look the best. You know, I might want to have there might be 3 blues there, and I might think, oh, it'll look good to have those 3 blues together. Or I might think, no, I want to separate each one of those blues with these two other colors that I've been given. And so I put them in the order. And sometimes I'll pick out so many markers and so many gel pens, you know, so that I get a bit of glitter in it. So once I've used the decision of putting the random pens in order, then I start working in order of those pens, of where I'm going to lay them down. And I start in the center and I work my way out. But I don't always necessarily do the very next space. I might have a light color and I'll know it'll work as a background, you know, 2 lines up, so I'll do that. I don't go up very many lines, only a couple or 3. And yeah, so that's how I do any pattern, abstract pattern, or mandala, is I randomly choose the colors myself. So on the white parts of your book, do you always use white paint? No. No, I don't do that. When I was talking about using acrylic paint, I was talking about doing snow. And I also use it for things that are supposed to be fluffy, like a fur trim or a beard. I will use white acrylic paint, and I do have golden heavy body paint for that. I sometimes do use other colors of paint for other fluffy things, like particularly the fluffy trims. You know, I might use pink or yellow, and I'll use other paints that I have. But if it's when I'm using the white, I use a heavy body because it works better. You can get tufts in your paint, and when you use just normal acrylic paint, it's much more fluid, and you don't get the same look. So yeah, if you want to do your snow with acrylic paint, then I advise getting heavy body paint. What kind of paper do you use for your PDF? Okay, now I am going to have to look that up. I will tell you that for pencils, I use the Spring Hill paper, and I have that right here. So this is the Spring Hill digital, and there's no label on this, but I believe it's 90 pounds, or it could be. I don't think the poundage is important for that. It is Bristol covered with vellum, so it's vellum Bristol. Spring Hill vellum Bristol. Now the reason I use this is because it was recommended by Jennifer Stay at Bliss Coloring. I forget what she's called. Bliss Coloring. So that's what she uses, and who was the other person that recommends it? There's another really top YouTuber who uses it as well, but I forget. Now, what I use for markers is I just look at my orders here because I ordered it a week or two ago. It is, here it is. Okay, so what I use for markers is I have a laser printer, and this paper is only for laser printers, and it is HP Premium 32. So it's 32 pounds, which makes it much thicker than normal paper, but it's not stiff like card, and that's one of the reasons why I like it. Some people use a lot higher poundage than that because they like to have a stiff paper. So this can probably be bought in a higher poundage, but I buy HP Premium 32 is what it's called, and it is bright. It is 100 bright is what it says, because you need a bright white, and that is a really smooth, slick surface, which is wonderful for alcohol markers. Now the Spring Hill paper that I use is going to take me a little longer to find it because it's been a while. It's surprised it doesn't have a label on it, but oh, I think I can search my orders, can't I? Yeah, here we go. Spring Hills, one word. Sorry for reaching. So here we are. It's called Spring Hill Digital Vellum Cover. So it's vellum cover stock. It's 67 pounds and it is a bright white. And both of these sets of paper that I've given you are made in the USA, and they're also relatively cheap. They're not expensive. They cost more than copy paper, but they're very budget friendly, both of these. So I hope that helps. Also with the paper that I use here, let me start coloring so you don't have to watch my hands doing all this. With the paper that I use for pencils, I also use it for gel pens and for fine liners. And I just absolutely love the way the fine liners work on that paper, because I have a really hard time coloring with fine liners and not getting streaks. So when I use that paper with the fine liners, I don't get any streaks at all. I haven't tried just regular water-based markers on it yet, because I don't really color pictures with them. Sometimes I include my Tombos in really complicated pictures, but so far I've only ever done that in a coloring book, so I can't say how they're going to last. So that's the story of my paper. I think maybe that was the last question, but we will see. What is Stickles and Sparkle accents, and where do you get them? Okay, well, Stickles is simply glitter glue. Why do people buy Stickles specifically? Because it is extremely glittery. And when there is no separate sparkle stuff, I just always call it my sparkle accents. Is it accents? It's not accents. Yeah, accents. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I was thinking that I was saying the word accent, like having an accent, but it's not. It's an accent. There's an accent. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, erase all that, please. Yeah, I always use the word sparkle a lot when I'm talking about Stickles, so that isn't a separate item. So yeah, Stickles is it's fairly cheap. You can get it for $1.75, $2.25 for a bottle. So that's not a lot. It's definitely a lot when you compare it to your Walmart or your dollar store glitter glues. And those kind work just fine. You don't have to buy Stickles. But Stickles come in a wide array of colors. And as I said, they are premium sparkle when you want your if you want glittery glitter. Highly recommend Stickles. Now, some people get stickle happy and they just adore Stickles and they need to have every color invented, but you don't need that, because there's so many different varieties of clear and light blues. There's a lot of those with names like waterfall and mermaid this and that, so you don't need to have every single one. What I did was I went on to and the second question was where to buy them. I always buy them from scrapbook.com, and I am in Canada. but their prices are so good compared to anywhere else for Stickles that I go there, and scrapbook.com has very reasonable shipping for Canadians. It's all based on weight. They're not trying to gouge you. They're not trying to make you not want to do business with them on purpose, like some other places, Dick Blick. So, yes, so that's where you can get them from. So what I did for what colors I did was I went through the rainbow at Roy G. Bibb's. I got one of every one of those colors. I got a clear, I got a black, I got a gold, I got a silver, and that was me set. That's my collection of Stickles. I don't need any other colors than those. Now I haven't run out of any yet because I only started using Stickles last year. I just never, I don't know, I never really saw the need to have glitter before. Last year I kind of became a bit of a, I'm not a glitter freak like a lot of people are. No offense intended. But I like to have some glitter on my pages and do a little bit of accenting and get a little bit more than you can get from a gel pen. So yeah, you may have noticed that I am coloring this in two different ways. I colored each square individually, and I'm doing a few at a time, and it makes a different texture. Like, you get a texture when you color it a square at a time, and it's more smooth when you do more than one at a time. But when you do more than one at a time, you start getting streaky, so you have to be careful of that. I mix them up just depending on what marker I'm using, what mood I'm in, and, you know, that kind of thing. And the final question is, what do you do with the books you finish now? This is a question that I'd like you all to answer down there in the comments. Let me know what you do with books you finish, if you've finished a book. I've finished about 7. Most of those have been color by number, and are really books that I couldn't care less if I'd keep or not. So far, I am keeping them just together on a shelf. I do eventually plan to use the color by number and mandala ones as using them in journals for daily art journaling or just creative journaling. I used to do a lot of that. That used to be what I did. If you go back in my archives, my old videos, you will find that's what I did for my videos for a while there. But I did do mixed media work for, before my son was 5, because that's when we moved out here. But was it before he was born? No. It was sometime after he was born, and he'll be 21 this year, so that gives you an idea of how long I did mixed media stuff and journaling and that. Okay, so where are some more 2s? I'm going across there, but I think the best go, well, maybe we can get another color. Let's go in with 3. 3 is a misty blue. That color right there. Let's see if that works. Let's see if this probably work for 4, but see if there's one a little darker. Oh yeah, definitely. I'll keep this aside for 4. So yeah, let's move on to 3s. Okay, so now what I would like you guys to do is, if you have any questions for me, put them down below, and or on any video that I do, put a question, and I will do Q&A sessions on my in my vlogs. You know, Monday could be Q&A day, and you know, that's kind of one thing that I was thinking of doing, was setting up. See, I love these Stettler ones so much more than the Super Tips, because they have a narrower and longer nib on them, and it is much, much more pointy. Oh no, these are dark colors I have out, so I'm not sure if you can see the difference between them there. Hopefully you can. I'll zoom in on that so you can get a good look. But yeah, they're so much neater when coloring too. But I use a combination of them. What I need to get, what I would love to have, is the 120 set of these. That would be amazing, but quite a bit of money, and there's other things for that amount of money that I need before those, because I'm at a point right now where I am not buying I'm not buying supplies because they look cool and I've never tried them, or because I need 500 sets of watercolors. I am buying them because it's something that I need, or that I know will make a positive, will be a positive influence on my coloring, you know, help me go up a scale. So yeah, I've got some things that are in the need category before I get the full set of these. So yeah, if you've got questions, okay, I'm doing too many squares together at a time right now. Okay, let's keep it to 3. Okay, the other thing that I update you on is my weight loss journey. Is I told you before that I got back into a clinic that we have here in Ontario. It's called the Wharton Clinic, and it was set up by Dr. Wharton. He is a Jamaican Canadian, and you very rarely get to see him because he moves back and forth between all the clinics, but it's just in Ontario here, and it's not like a weight loss, like it's not like a public, or you know, one of those weight loss things where you go to meetings and like Weight Watchers, or you know, it's not where you pay a monthly or weekly fee, or one where you have to use their food. This is actually a government-run clinic, which is specifically for, but not limited to, diabetics. and dealing with weight loss and diabetes, because that is actually what it's called. It's called the Wharton Clinic for Diabetes and Weight Loss. So you don't have to have diabetes to go to this place. You get in faster, I think, if you do. But, yeah, because I got in right away. But I think that's because I had already been part of this clinic. But, oh, okay. I guess I'll just tell the whole story because there's no reason not to. See, I guess I'm a quitter because I told you my story about sleep apnea. So, anyways, I did go to this clinic after my bariatric surgery didn't work. I went to this clinic, and they highly recommend bariatric surgery, or if that doesn't work, to use Saxenda, which is a weight loss medication. Now that's not covered by our national health care system. It is a drug that you have to pay for yourself, and it costs about 450 Canadian dollars a month. And I decided to go on it for 2 months to see if it did anything. And so I did, and I kept going to the clinic, and you have to go there regularly, every 2 weeks to start. Then I think it goes down to once a month to get weighed and take your measurements and all that kind of stuff. And the Saxenda worked great. I lost I think I lost 15 pounds in the 2 months that I was on it. And basically it works like bariatric surgery. They call it bariatric surgery in a needle because you have to inject yourself once a day with the drug. So I did that, but then we only counted on me doing the drug for 2 months, and we definitely couldn't afford for me to go on that regularly. So I had to come off it, and I didn't lose a single pound once I came off it, and I just couldn't be bothered to go in there and have my weigh-ins every month and not have lost a single pound. Okay, there don't seem to be any more 3s up here. So that was that. Then, can't remember which doctor it is that told me, because I have several doctors I go to, but I was talking about how miserable I was at this humongous weight, and they said, well, did you know that a couple of months ago they put this Ozempic on coverage from ODSP, which is disability, which I'm on, and that ODSP added that to the drugs that they will cover. And I'm like, no. Yeah, it was my regular doctor. And I said, no, I did not know. And she goes, yeah, so why don't you go on that? And this drug is similar to Saxenda, except that it's a drug used for diabetes. And the side effects of it is that it makes you lose a lot of weight if you eat correctly and take care of your body at the same time. You can't stuff your face and eat 6 times a day with mega meals and expect to lose any weight off of it. But if you make diet changes and stuff, you'll lose a lot of weight on it, supposedly. or allegedly. I'll pretend I'm a true crime channel. Allegedly. Sorry, if you watch true crime shows, you'll understand that. So, yeah, so she put in a referral for me to go there, and I guess they saw that I'd already been a patient, and so I got in really fast, and I did all my initial appointments by phone. Oh, I still am doing my appointments by phone because we're in lockdown here with a stay-at-home order. And it looks like that's it for the 3s, because I'm not seeing any more over here. And so when I had my first appointment with the doctor, you know, she'd gone through everything and what the clinic does for you and the plan, all that kind of stuff. She said, is there any other questions that you have? And I said, yes. Can I go on Ozempic? Because to be honest with you, that is the reason I am here and coming back, is because ODSP now covers Ozempic. And let's go back to black with the ones. And she said, yep, sure. And she wrote me a prescription for it. And so for the first 4 weeks, you take a low dose of it. And then for the next 6 weeks, you take a higher dose. And anyways, you keep going up until you're taking a full dose of it. And so she wrote me the prescription, and for the first 4 weeks, I didn't lose anything. I have now been on it for 2 weeks. Actually, I'll be injecting myself today. I have to remember to do that. I'll be taking my third injection. Oh, I should say, one of the good things about this one is that you only have to give yourself the injection once a week rather than once a day. So, yeah, today I'll be taking my 3rd one, and I've lost 5 pounds since doing that. So 5 pounds in the 2 weeks that I've been on it, I think is good, because I don't want to lose the weight fast like I did like with the bariatric surgery, because, you know, it doesn't stay off unless your surgery works. The faster you lose weight in a normal situation, the harder it is to keep it off. The slower you lose weight, the more it means that you're going to keep it off. So I would like to lose about 2 to 3 pounds a week, and I think, which is higher than just trying to diet on your own. And for me, I don't lose weight. I don't lose weight at all if I don't do anything. I maintain my weight. And I've been at the same weight for a few years before I lost the 30 pounds last year, incredibly, without me knowing it. But now that I'm actually concentrating on losing weight and taking this injection, I feel really good. I tried on a jean jacket today that I hadn't worn for a couple of years, or well, more than a couple of years, since it didn't fit me. And yesterday when I went out, I tried it on and it fit me, and I felt so good. I can't explain. If you've never had a weight problem in your life, you won't know the feeling. If you have, then you'll know the feeling when you're able to fit into something that used to fit you. Usually when I go out, I feel like I need to, well, I don't want to get all depressing and boring and stuff like that. But, yeah, so I felt incredibly happy about being able to fit into that jacket, I will tell you. a lot. Now I have another question for you guys, because it's been bothering me lately, is how do you juggle belonging to a whole bunch of Facebook groups? Now, I belong to way less than a lot of people do, and I just can't juggle them, because there are a few groups that I belong to just because I want to keep up to date with the artist, but the majority of my groups I belong to because I'm interested in the topic or I like the group. But I don't like to belong to groups that I'm not active in. And for the last maybe 6 weeks, I've been pretty much sticking to managing and belonging to my own group. And I've added one other channel back in that I like to be active in. But the thought, I mean, like, now it should be time for me to add another one back in, but I just can't. I mean, and it's not because I run my own group, because, you know, I only have to do a few extra things that than I would in a normal group where I participated all the time. So how do you belong to multiple Facebook groups and be active in them, or don't you? Because I can't seem to handle more than my own and one other that I'm active in. Because, I mean, I don't want to post my picture to 12 groups. You know, if I upload a picture, I don't want to upload it to 12 groups. And I don't belong, like the groups that I belong to, they have different kinds of pictures that you can upload. Like I belong to a Color by Numbers. I'm a moderator for that group. I belong to a mandala group. I belong to Jade Summer and Coloring Book Cafe. So, you know, you only post certain pictures to those. I don't want to belong to just chat groups, and like fellow YouTubers groups, I can't seem to belong to because I won't be active in them. It's just I can't do it without spending all day doing it. And I already spend a good portion of my time just you know, doing my Facebook group routine, doing my being active on Instagram, and managing my channel. That takes up a large portion of my time, you know, and I'm not complaining about that. That's what I like to do. That's how I've chosen to be a productive person, because, you know, I don't go out much, and you know, I have my issues that keep me in my house or my room or my bed when I'm at my worst. So that's what I do. I try to connect with people in the community, and I want to help you guys out if there's anything that you need help with, whether it be coloring related or illness related, being a homebound person, you know. I hope I'm contributing to that in some way. Now I'm getting all very serious. But, yeah. So that kind of got off of the topic, didn't it? Alright, so let's go back to doing twos. Or do I know? Oh yeah, I have more twos. Uh-oh. I think I just colored a whole bunch of twos black. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. See, I can't concentrate and talk at the same time and color. Oh, this is my fibro fog, guys. Normally I don't have any problem doing this, Well, it's just going to have a big black border part there. Let's get back to doing 2s anyways. Ugh. So, what else can I talk about? I don't really have anything else to talk about. Obviously, I haven't done anything. The major change is our corona related, and I don't want to get into that topic. So I'll probably sign off now. Just want to draw that in a bit. Yeah, and continue with this mess and see what it ends up being. I have no idea who it is. Do you? Let's see if I look at it in the screen. No, I have no idea who it is. So this is short this week, guys, but I hope you can bear with me. Hopefully I will be back to my normal self on Monday, and I can log in with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So if you guys ask me questions, if you tell me things that you would like me to do, give me ideas for things I can do on this channel, I would really appreciate that. That will help me continue on with my vlogging and give you content at the same time. I do have that mixed media project with Walk in Eden coming up. I'm looking forward to doing it. I just need to be in the right frame of mind. So I've got that coming up, plus if you've asked me to do something, I have a list with that on it. So that will be coming up as well. Somebody asked me to do a flip of the Edgar Allan Poe book, so that will be up tomorrow for you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna close now because nothing else to say, and I've wrecked my picture. But that's okay because I don't let that stop me. This is just the color by number. So I'm going to say goodbye and cheerio and see you next week. Bye-bye.